Hello everyone. Well, today we're going to have an idea. I'm going to give you an idea about how national exam would be like. So, considering national exam is composed of three parts. The first part is a text with comprehension questions, as you can see here. We have a paper just for a text, right? And the second paper in which we have the questions of comprehension. So the second part of the national exam is language, which is on 15 points. The last part is on writing, which is on 10 points. So what am I going to do, in this video is just I'm going to explain to you questions related to comprehension and language as well, language questions. So this is what you are going to see next. We're going to have a lesson about how to deal with comprehension and language questions in the national exam, which means that this lesson is just for second year baccalaureate students. Right, move on. So as you can see here, we have here a text. So it's a text, as you can see, it's composed of 6 paragraphs. The first thing you have to bear in mind is how many paragraphs have we got. And the second thing you should bear in mind after knowing how many paragraphs you have got, you have to have a look at the pictures or the photos you've got there. The third thing you have to know is of course sometimes they give you a title of the text, and here the title is on Inspiring Women from Morocco. So now we're going to go in detail with the questions that you are going to have in the national exam, especially the comprehension. So this is it here, this is the paper. As you can see, we have many questions. We have question A, B, C, D, and then we have E, F, and so on, right? So we start with question A. We have here fill in the chart with the right information from the text. So as you can see, this is the chart, is the table here that you've got, and we have many information in it. We have number 1, name of the woman, number 2, money donated, number 3, purpose, number 4, place and region. So question B now is about true or false, and of course it's not enough just to write true or false, you have to justify. So now let's go now to question number C, which is answer these questions. Here we call them of course WH questions. Just to remind you of some of them, we have number 1, we have what, we use it for general information. We have when, use it for time. We have where for place. We have who for person. We have how for manner, how much for quantity, and then we have how long for duration, how many for number, and how old for age. Now let's move on to question D. Question D, we have complete the following sentences with the information from the text. Here this question means that you have to finish the ideas, which means they give you the beginning of an idea or the first part of an idea, and you have to finish it from the text. Right, now we're going to move now question E. We are still in the comprehension questions section. We have the question here, find in the text words that mean the same as. Here the question means that you have to look for the synonym of the given words. Now let's go now to question F. Question F says what do the underlined words in the text refer to. It means that you have to find the reference of the underlined words. So this is all concerning section number 1, which is about comprehension questions section. Now we're going to move now to the second part, which is about the language section. In the language section, as you can see here, we have next to it, we have 15 points. As you can see here, concerning language, we have question A. We have here 2 sentences, and in these 2 sentences, we have what we call multiple choice questions, because you have here 2 different lessons. Right, now let's go now to the second question B. In this question here, again, we have give the correct form of the words in brackets. We have here words, which means the words, we have nouns there. Here, this question means that you have to change the words between brackets in the correct form, which means it's about prefixes and suffixes. So let's go now to question C. Again here, concerning question C, we have 3 sentences. We have sentence number 1, number 2, and number 3. Again, as I told you in question A, the same thing can be applied in question C. So in question C, we have 3 sentences, which means that you have 3 lessons. So each sentence represents a lesson. So the first sentence is about reported speech, as you can see it here. Number 2, we have they will equip highways with sophisticated cameras. We have highways. The sentence starts with highways, which means it is about the passive voice. Question number 3, I guess you guessed the meaning of it, or which lesson is that? It's about conditional type 3. Right, now we're going to move to question D. Let's read the question here. We have put the verbs in brackets in the correct form. So here, the verbs between brackets is about, you have to give here the correct tense of the verb, and I think we did so many exercises about that. Now I finished with A, B, C, and D. Let's go now to next questions, which is E. Here we have fill in the blanks with the appropriate words from the list. Again here you are given multiple choice questions again, which means you are having 2 different lessons. Here we have, as you can see, I think this is the classic example of functions. You're going to have a chart, expressions on the first side and functions on the other side. You have to define which function that you've got. So you should here memorize at least 3 expressions of each function. It's a very easy question, so don't miss it. You shouldn't miss that. Concerning how to answer, as you can see at the bottom of the table, we have 4 answers. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Either you write A, B, C, or D in the correct place. So I think that's all for concerning the last example, concerning question F. As I told you, it's a very easy question, so don't miss it. So I think this is all concerning my explanation concerning the first part of the national exam about comprehension question, and the second one, which is about the language questions. So I think that's it. This is the end of this video. We're going to meet in another video with other lessons.